Look at all of you. The ISB graduating class of 2012, all Harry Potter-like, in your long black gowns, those lovely sapphire sashes that just rest easy on you, and those pointy square caps, and almost dreamlike weight on your head, messing with your hair and all. It feels strange, doesn't it? A little bit nervous. Whew. Up on stage here today, the hot lights upon you. Maybe a tad too formal for our teenage lives. And yet, there really is nothing strange, nothing bizarre about it. Because all of us here today have earned the small moments of recognition. I'm here not to simply run through the motions. Those are cool and all, but the formalities. Instead, I'm here to deliver a quick message of victory, a message of accomplishment. Against all odds, despite what our teachers may have thought, though they do love us. Despite what our parents may have thought, and they definitely love us. And despite perhaps what we have thought, somehow we've made it. We're here at the wondrous beginning of the rest of our lives. And we are not valiantly defeated, but the triumphantly victorious. So how on earth did we get here? Don't you remember? Those long nights and epic struggle against our greatest adversaries, homework, and the never-ending onslaught of tests and quizzes, which ISB is so famed for. All those moments of worry, of concern, even doubt. Maybe this is too much for me. Maybe I don't have the quality to finish what I started. And yet look around you. All of us here today have persevered. We're here. The end of grade school, the beginning of more school. But nonetheless, we're here. I want to talk about ISB for a moment. I've been at this school for 8 years. Some of you have been here longer, some of you less. And let me tell you, it is undoubtedly a top-class institution. And you know, although I'm sure at times it might not seem so, we're really lucky, extremely lucky, and fortunate to have all these resources at our disposal, as well as expertise, professionalism, and care of the teachers and faculty present here. The skills and values we've learned from this school are far too numerous to elaborate in Blu-ray detail, but I've got to go over some of the most important ones. Communication. In a school as diverse as ISB, in a school as diverse and accepting, communication is everywhere. It can be something as simple as greeting someone in the appropriate manner, from the classic hi, the familiar hey, and the eloquently teenage yo, what's up? You know, the ability to express yourself, communication is vital. To have a say in things, to make your voice be heard among the crowd. And then there's teamwork. We're dragons. For those of you who follow a Game of Thrones, we're not dragons of House Targaryen. We're dragons of House ISB. And I don't know about you, but I think, to me, dragons sound like a pretty athletic beast. And with all its mythical qualities, I'd wager that dragons are pretty darn good at art, music, theater, you name it. At ISB, it shows. Working with your peers and mentors, whether for extracurricular activities or academic endeavors. All those tasty group projects that we're forced to, that we enjoy, that we love doing. This spirit, the value of teamwork, has been etched into our hearts and souls. And hopefully, that kind of spirit will shine through in your futures, in our futures. As we all know, life always comes with problems. And that's where innovation kicks in. Creativity and innovation. The ability to tackle obstacles in new ways to achieve the optimum results. And yes, ISB students do have a knack for doing everything in their power to acquire said results, often in the form of grades, which arguably, in the grand scheme of things, aren't quite as life or death as we like to make it seem, but they're nonetheless pretty to look at. However, the journey to acquire whatever it is we have achieved is important. It's significant. The hopefully metaphorical blood, sweat, and tears, all that hard work and effort that we put in, the letter grade or 2-decimal grade percentage or whatever, may be forgotten. But I pray the skills and experiences learned will not be, for that is what remains truly valuable. ISB students, my people, are ridiculously efficient. This may come to a shock to some of you, especially the parents. But a lot of us, I'm sure, are grandmasters, maestros, legendary even. at the arts of accomplishing the most amount of work in the least amount of time. Admittedly, this skill is often acquired as a side effect of one of humanity's oldest diseases, procrastination. Nevertheless, when the chips fall, we're pros, professional procrastinators, but also experts in meeting deadlines, hopefully. And don't get me wrong, I'm in no way advocating procrastination, but the reality of life is that sometimes feces happens, and the experiences of surviving day to day on a rigorous IB program where sleep is currency will become immensely valuable at such times of peril. Finally, there is passion. Mediocrity is not the goal of such a wonderful educational experience. And I'm not talking about that vague idea of finding your own passion or whatever, because I know y'all have things you love, whether it's academic, artistic, musical, athletic, social, chemistry, dative bonds, or other. By all means, get out there and go for it. Actively pursue what you love. Don't just twiddle your thumbs and wait around. Life is not always going to be good times and ease. I mean, if you have a passion for, say, something as mundane as showering, don't you ever drop the soap. Just keep on scrubbing. And bringing that analogy into our lives, just because we made it this far doesn't mean we can start being complacent. We've got to keep at it, no matter what it is. Just keep striving for that elusive happy place known as excellence, success, and accomplishment. We work hard, we'll party harder. All in good taste. So yeah, bask in the moment if you want to. We've conquered the IB, the SATs, the APs, the banes of high school. College, or the military for some of you, is the next step. We've got to rise up to this new challenge, up the game, take it to the next level. We've got our whole lives ahead of us, so don't lose that fire now. I've had an amazing time at this school, met boatloads of awesome people, and forged some real legit bonds and friendships. And I hope you all have too. So let's get out there, show the world what we can do. After all, you only live once. Thank you.
Great job, JJ. And I'd now like to invite our second speaker.